Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties, and today I want to show you how to make these really cute holiday fabric covered canvas panels. Like here's one that I've done for Christmas. Come here. This is just one of the three. This is a side panel, and they have these picture easels so that you can just set it up like that. I know that's not fully in the picture, but when we're all done, you'll see how it's all going to work out. You can make these for any holiday. The one I just showed you is obviously for Christmas. You can do them for Halloween. You can do them for the 4th of July. The one I'm going to make with you today is for fall. So what you need, the basics that you need for any of them are canvas panels. And when I say panel, this is a 10 by 10 canvas panel. It doesn't have the wooden frame. You can get the kind that have the wooden frame, the actual canvases. Those work fine. I just prefer the thin, thinner look to it. They hang nicely on walls. They sit up nicely with the little easels, and they're cheaper. So that's why I like the panels. You can get them in any size. I choose mine to be 10 by 10 squares on each side, and then the middle panel to be a 12 by 12 square. That's just what I like to do. So you're going to need some canvas panels. You are going to need these easels, and they just fold out and snap down. Come on now. To rest the panel on when you're done with it. And they have their own self-adhesive strip. I peel off the tape and then hot glue because this strip it's not adequate. It's not going to hold your panel up for long. And I also like these because you can unfold them and store these guys flat for storing after the holiday is over. Mess I'm making here. You're going to need some fabric. For my Thanksgiving, for my fall one, I have gone with this blue and this animal print. You don't need much fabric at all. I think I did half a yard of the animal print. No, I did half a yard of both. So a full yard is more than enough to get you through your 3 panels if you're doing the size that I had there. You're going to need scissors, you're going to need twine, you're going to need a hot glue gun, and plenty of hot glue sticks. You're going to need some kind of little floral embellishment. You can just get a floral pick at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever you want to get your floral pick from. Just pick something pretty that goes with your fabric. And then some little decorations. You can see on the Christmas one, I got buttons and I just used Christmas buttons. For the Thanksgiving one, I have this little set of leaves. These are just little tiny wooden leaves, $5 at Hobby Lobby, and actually they were 40% off, so not too expensive there. Okay, so once you have everything, you want to start by wrapping your canvas panels in the fabric. These have a little plastic covering around them, so I've got to get that off. Probably could have done that beforehand. And yes, I am just throwing that in the floor. Don't worry about that. I will clean this all up when I'm done. Come on. Okay. I think I'm going to start with the little side panels first. So let me get one of my smaller ones. Kind of move all this other stuff out of my way. Okay. So my side ones, I don't don't remember if I wanted to use this on my cheetah or if I wanted, okay, so my side ones, I just don't know. My side ones are gonna be blue. Decision made. So I'm gonna take my fabric, I'm gonna place my canvas on it. Okay. And just cut around so that you've got about 1.5 to 2 inches on either side of your canvas so that you can fold it over and hot glue it. So I'm just going to cut this out. You can use, your good fabric scissors. I just have my plain old craft scissors because this is not going to be seen. It doesn't have to be beautiful. So I'm not using my good fabric scissors for it. Okay. So now I've got it cut around my canvas. Okay, so you're just going to take your hot glue. Let me put an extra one in here because it's kind of getting low. And start wrapping your fabric. So just, I'll do this up here where y'all can see better. Do a line of hot glue across. And fold your fabric down. Come to the other end. Do the same thing. A line of hot glue. Fold your fabric down. Okay, now you need to make your corners. If you have a patterned fabric, you need to be real careful and make sure that your pattern is perfectly lined up on the other side. A good tip is not to make it super tight when you're doing your glue. If it's not too tight, you can still move it around a little bit. If you glue that down really tight, it's not going anywhere, and if it's crooked and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so when you get to your corners, you can glue all 4 sides, or you can go ahead and fix in a corner. Can y'all see? I just folded this down to fix it in, and then you'll come and take this back over. That's, there's all kinds of different ways that you can get this on here. So just pick whatever is going to work good for you. I'm going to glue down all 4 sides and then come back and worry about my corners. Let me get the other side. There we go. You're going to get hot glue strings going everywhere. Don't worry about it. When you're all done, you can just pick off the glue strings and that'll be fine. Okay, so that's looking a mess. We don't want to leave it like that. Now we need to come in and make our corners. So I just kind of pleat them, I guess. I just push it in, make it look nice, and then I glue down the sides. So I'm going to stick a little glue under here to hold that side, and then a little glue under here to hold this side. So there's one corner. Now I'm going to come do this one. And you don't need a lot of glue for this. You can just put little dots here and there, and it's going to be plenty enough to hold it all. Okay. My other corner. Whoops, the glue gun went straight to the floor. No worries. Okay. Okay. So all of my corners are down. It looks a little cleaner on the back now than it did before. And here's my front. So like we said, this is a side panel. This isn't the main one that's going to have my pretty pick on it. This one's just going to be wrapped in twine. And that is up to you. I like to do my twine at an offset. You know, like I did this one here. It's off to the corner. I went 3 inches from this side and 3 inches from this side, and that's how I got my twine there. So I'm just gonna kind of place some on the back and wrap. You can put as many times around as you want. I like to do 3. That again is just personal preference. And it doesn't have to be perfect yet because you can come back in and move it all around and tighten it up. So let me move my strands around so they aren't twisted. Okay, so there's my first 3. Then I'm going to come to the back and I'm going to tie them into place. So here's the piece that I ran down the back to begin with. Just going to bring up the rest of this twine. Tie it in a knot, and cut it off. Okay, so here's my first little piece of twine. My middle finger happens to be 3 inches, so when I measure I just kind of put it up, and that happened to be 3 inches. I've done enough of these I can kind of eyeball it, but so that's 3 inches here. Now I'm going to do my next one at 3 inches there. Of course my twine's in the floor. Okay, I have it now, and I moved the table. So again, let's see. I'm going to just place some on the back, and this is so I have a tail to tie with when I'm done. And then I wrap around 1, 2, 3. Then I come over here, and I make everything look pretty. Well, at least I try. This one's giving me fits. Okay, guys, untwist. There we go. Now they're looking better. And I tighten up in the back and tie my knot. Move that up where y'all can see it. Okay, and then I cut off the rest of my twine. Okay, that needs to go down a little bit. Perfect. So there's my crisscross of twine. Now it's time to get my pretty little leaves out. There we go. And obviously, I mean, I'm just opening this. I haven't decided yet where anything is going to go. I'm just going to play with it and see how it turns out. Throw that in the floor with the rest of the trash. Okay. I love this color. This is going to be a good color to go with what I've got going on here. These yellows are going to look nice. That's going to be good. Okay. So I'm just going to start with what I pulled out. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this one for down here. And then I want to add on just a little bit more. So I'm going to take a couple of these green leaves. Actually, let's do this. Put that under there, that on top. Nope, that doesn't work. That one's going bye-bye. There we go. We'll do 2 of those. Okay, so that's the pattern that I'm going to go with. Now that I've picked out what I want and where I want it, I can glue it all down. So, just a little dot of glue, stick it on. Little dot of glue, stick it on. Buttons really are a great thing to put on here. I've found these leaves and I love them and they're perfect for the fall, but buttons really are my go-to. If you're using buttons, just remember that they have holes in the middle And when you push down your hot glue, you will burn yourself if you're not careful. I'm gonna tuck that one under. Okay. So that side panel is all done on the front. We just need to put our, where did my easels go? Our easel. So I'm gonna get this guy all opened up. And I'm gonna take off his backing. And then I'm gonna hot glue back and forth on this whole thing. Okay. Then just kind of put it in the middle and down towards the bottom. Can y'all see down here? I'm just gonna kind of put it in the middle, down towards the bottom, and I'm gonna go under my twine. Push it down. That panel is done. So you're gonna do your other side panel exactly the same. I'm not gonna do that on camera because you just watched me do this one. Your middle panel is the one we're gonna do with this fabric. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this fabric and apply it. I'm gonna pause the video while I do that because I don't think you need to watch me do that again, and I'll come back when I've got the panel covered. Okay. So I have this one all covered now in my animal print. And this is the one that I want to put the floral pick on. This back guy is really loose and he's going to fall off. I'm not a fan of that. First, let me cut off the price tag. I got this for $4.99 at Hobby Lobby, but again, that was 40% off, so I didn't actually pay $4.99. Okay. Whatever pick you get, I mean, it's really up to you. You just want to make it as flat as you can. So all the stuff in the back, the great thing about these picks is they're all on wire. You can push them and bend them and move them wherever you want them to go. And you're just going to put it in the middle of your canvas panel, and then you're going to glue it down. And get another glue stick in here. You're going to go through some glue sticks, so be prepared for that. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is put glue all down the back of this guy, and you use, a pretty good liberal amount of glue here, and stick him down in the middle. You can measure if you want. I just eyeballed. I think I'm pretty good though. Let me see. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, once you have the back of it glued down, you're going to need to reinforce the sides. So get your glue, move your stuff out of the way, and put a good amount on the side here. And then flip it around and put a good amount down the other side of your stem. You really want this guy glued on so that he is not going anywhere. If you've got some stuff up at the top like I do, you can kind of put some dots underneath where it rests. Oh, look at those little acorns. I want those to be seen. Side note, I'm going to put this leaf underneath the acorns. That's better. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of plop some down underneath that piece. Hold it down. Can you all see? Not really, because these patterns are good. Or these patterns are clashing. Pop some underneath here. Basically, the gist is you want to get a lot of hot glue to hold this guy down. Okay. So I put hot glue underneath each one of these little gold ball sets. Oh, hi. Each one of these little gold ball sets. This pumpkin, I mean, he's on there pretty good, but he's resting on the canvas, so I think I'm going to put some glue under him too, just for some extra stability. So drop the glue down, place him in it. Whoa, get over here. Okay. That didn't really get under him. Let's gonna look a little silly. Sorry, my head's in the way. Okay, so now you've got your pick. You're looking good. It's time to wrap with the twine, which is always in the floor, always in the floor. There it goes in the floor again. I just picked it up. Okay, so with this, it's important to get the twine to try and cover your stem. So I'm gonna leave a tail out here because I know I'm gonna need a tail in the back. And then I'm gonna wrap up, and I'm kind of placing this along the glue line. My glue's already dry, so I'm not using the glue. And then I need to feed it underneath my embellishments over here. And feed it around. Okay. There's going to be pass number 1 of my twine. Now I'm going to wrap it on the other side. So this one kind of went down the right side of my stem pick. The next one's going to go down the left side. It's not looking great yet. We're going to glue this into place when we're done. So don't worry if it's not looking its best just yet. I don't have a long enough tail. Okay. So here comes my other side. It's going to come around. Now I'm glad that pumpkin didn't glue because I got to get the twine under it. It did glue. Nuts. Ah, there we go. Just be creative with where you're putting your twine. Get it underneath as much as you can. You could even do this before you glue your pick down so that you don't have the problem I'm having right now. But what are you going to do? Live and learn, right? Okay, there's pass 2. Pass 3 I'm going to do on the left side as well. Let's see here. Okay, there's my 3 passes of twine. I'm going to come in the back and tie it off. Or at least I think I am. I didn't leave a very long tail. Okay. So now that it's tied off, we can move it around on any side of this stem and cover the stem. You'll see how I covered the stem down there. You can't really see it too much anymore. And I can move it around the stuff at the top, and then I'm going to glue it into place so that it stays nice and pretty. So to glue it, I'm just putting some glue in between the strands of twine, and then carefully I'm going to push them all together. And I say carefully because you will burn yourself if you're not super careful. Okay, so now all of that twine is glued in together. I'm going to come glue it up here so that it doesn't pop off to the side up here. Hold that down till it sets. Okay. And now I just have the top to deal with. That's not looking too clean and pretty up there. But when I glue it all together, it's going to be just fine. So again, I'm going to put some glue on each piece of twine. And then I'm just going to push them together. Can't get my finger in there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to hold those in place for just a second. I'm even going to push this little thing onto it. Okay. All right. So there's that twine. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. It's all glued together and it all looks clean now. It doesn't look out of center or like a big old mess. And now we need to do the cross twine. So again, let me get my twine out of the floor. And let's see, I'll just kind of leave this here. That's going to be a decent amount to tie. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't look its best right now, but again, we're going to go back and do the same thing. We're going to manipulate it until we get it looking good how we want it. Turn it over, tie it off. Okay. So I'm going to play with this twine. It's just going to come down here. That actually looks nice. It's not centered, but it works for this design. And when you're doing these things, you just kind of have to roll with it. Just kind of go with whatever is working for you at the time. There's not really much I need to do to that. I'm just going to glue a few pieces of the twine together and down to the mat, or to the fabric, so that it looks, so it's not like floating up in the air. I don't know if that makes any sense, but whatever. Okay, so there's that one, all done and good to go. Now we need to add our easel. This one's going to be different because you have to work around your twine and you can't go up under it because it's too low. So you have to go over it with this one. Okay, so I'm getting it set up into place. Peel off my stickies. Put on my hot glue. Okay, flip this guy over the right way, right side up. I'm going to place this a little to the side, and then I'm going to push it down. This one's a little harder because you have that pick on there, and you can't really push directly onto the table because you've got, you know, pumpkins and whatever up there. But that's the gist. Okay, so there's that one. There's the center panel. And here's one of the side panels that I made a minute ago. I wish I could get this all in shot for y'all, but I can't because the camera just doesn't get it all in shot. I'm not going to make the third one on camera because it's just like the first one. But when I'm all done, I'll get a picture put up and you guys can see how it works. All right, that's all there is to it. So have fun picking out whatever pattern of fabric you want, whatever little embellishments that you want. Go crazy. Show me what you've got. Thanks, guys.